The third step is information requirements. Once we have defined exactly which elements, we are going to need to know what's the information, what is important to the owner.
This is the LOD 500 part, where they ask for LOD 500 just because they need information, but they could just ask for more information on certain elements.
It could be that they just want 2D representation of these.
Certainly a misconception on LOD 500.
It's ridiculous, yeah. That's why we are, as an industry, moving away from that numbering scale, and we're now able to do this without. Now we're able to define it specifically, what geometry, what information, and everything to do with who is responsible at what point in time, what the handover is, etc. So let's talk about information. We can see these are elements, so the owner is asking for an element at this stage. Let's click on the I, information, and a lot of the time, so I've been an owner for 3 years, and one of the realizations was that we didn't need 3,000 parameters attached to every single element in the model. We actually needed, it was 17 different parameters.
Yes.
So the first step to sit down with the owner is to ask them, what information is important to you? I would presume that a lot of the time it's going to be warranty type information. But when it comes to warranty as well, there are a huge number of warranty parameters that you might be able to add. But maybe it's the period, the warranty period, and we just want the date on which it commences, and we want to know what the exclusions are. Okay, great. And then maybe we want to look at, we want to have some codes in here. We want to have omni-class, or we want to have unit class. We want to have this as the coding structure. Maybe we also want to have barcodes for some things. Now we're adding these from our library, and instead of being bombarded with all of these different types of parameters, we are now just looking at the ones that the owner has selected for their project. So now a lot more simplified, a lot more targeted, and we can just start to say, from this list that you have deemed important, which ones are we now interested in adding to certain items in the scope that you've selected? So this is the scope. So we say it's the warranty period, and we would like the start date and assembly code, and we don't want to barcode this. So these 3 selected information requirements, I am now going to assign to this element. And you can see the I, and it opens and closes to show us these 3 requirements have now been assigned to the bathroom sinks. Pretty simple. Once we go through that 2-step operation, we then get to the ability to then be able to create a report. If you're not working live in the system, you can go to the documents module and be able to create a report.